Time for this week's Give Voice to Your Vision, where we stop the spinning wheel and we get real so it is clarity you feel around your message, your marketing, your business growth. 3 ways to unlock confident, consistent visibility so that you can enroll more clients. That is our topic for today. I'm going to try that again. We are talking about 3 ways to unlock confident visibility and messaging so that you can enroll more clients. Because here's the deal, when you have a thriving business, you have that moment where people are saying yes and investing in themselves to get the results that you can help them to get in their life and their business, then you are making the impact that you feel called to make. And when you have a sporadic, inconsistent income and revenue, it's much harder to get your message out there, to be consistent, and to create the impact that you're called to make. So that's what we're talking about today. 3 ways to unlock consistent visibility. I'm going to talk about consistency and how powerful that can be. Consistency beats perfection every time, all day long, and in your visibility and your messaging. So that you can enroll more clients. And if you're here, say hi. We are leading. We are almost, I'm looking at the calendar, about 2 weeks. It's exactly 2 weeks till our What to Say to 100K and Beyond 3-day message immersion. If you haven't signed up yet, we want to make sure that you know how to do that. You can grab this link. It's posted in the many different places that we are broadcasting today. But this is our weekly live visibility breakthrough training, my Give Voice to Your Vision show. And we're talking about 3 ways to unlock consistent visibility and messaging so that you enroll more clients. And we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to jump right in. What I've promised to share with you today is how to attract your aligned, these 3 ways, these 3 elements, 3 steps, 3 things that you can do to attract your aligned audience and clients, and how to engage and inspire in a way that leads more of them to sign up with you, and how to make effortless invitations. I'm reading my notes, you can see, effortless invitations so that you are actually hired. And these 3 things all weave in to make those 3 things possible. So that's what we're talking about today. Number 1. All right, chopping right to it today. I've got a lot of energy moving and a lot of excitement going. So if you're here, let me know. Say in the comments, hi. If you are, let StreamYard know who you are. Then it will let me see your comments depending on where you are posting. If you have questions, comments, takeaways, your comments and takeaways are your tuition for the training. They help me to know what's resonating with you, make sure you get your questions answered, and also help more people to see the broadcast so that they can benefit too. Today we are talking about these 3 ways to unlock your visibility and messaging so that you enroll more clients, because this whole month has been about messaging, singing your song in a way that leads to more clients signing up, because that's what so many of us in the transformation business struggle with, especially around visibility. I've had some amazing conversations with some of you this week about who really get that there's that edge. For some of us, paralyzing fear. For some of us, constant, it's not good enough worry, hesitation around being highly visible. So the first thing, and we've talked a little bit about this in some of the Jumpstart calls, we have this 21-day bonus that you get when you sign up for our event, all about messaging. It goes through my 5-step system on how do you figure out what to say. And so we're talking messaging, and we talked a little bit in that training and on our call yesterday. If you're watching in the Power Up Your Presence group, the replay of that call is in that group. That group is free to join. If you are not, it's a group on Facebook, Power Up Your Presence. If you haven't signed up for the event and you want to get the access to the training and come to our final call next week, you can do that at the top of the page that you are on, or get registered. I'll show you one more time before we jump into the Embody, if you want to join us for that. Okay, it's the What to Say to 100K and Beyond 3-day live immersion coming up 2 weeks from today. So back to our first step. We've been talking about embodying your message. And I've had some amazing conversations with people who say, I just forget the words, or I go blank when that video camera comes on, or when I'm trying to figure out what to post or figure out how to write an email. And it's like staring at a blank sheet of paper or a blank canvas, right? And all of a sudden the self-doubt and the uncertainty come in, and we don't know what to write. We don't know what to say. And so we want to embody our message. Now, what does that mean? Imagine being able to quiet down and trust that you know what to say. Okay? Trust that you are allowed to say what you're called to say, and really just start saying it. Okay? Make the post, do the live, do the video. So the first step, I give lots of tactics and tools and strategies of how to like break through that barrier of the first few times where it's so much of the body energy. I call it body betrayal, the heart racing, the mouth dry. I have a little bit of it right now. I'm a little bit dry. So I have some water here. But that's normal part of the process, right? I was talking with another amazing entrepreneur mindset coach yesterday, and we were talking about, molecules behave differently under observation, right? Quantum physics is proving all the woo-woo stuff out these days, right? Molecules behave differently under observation. If you don't know about this lit test, Google it. Dr. Quantum, I'm sorry, not Google. Well, Google probably, YouTube. Dr. Quantum has some great videos about how molecules behave differently when they're watched. And in that science experiment, they're watched by a camera. So we feel different when we are being watched. We know it. We can sense it. And a lot of us feel really vulnerable, or it feels really scary. So when you can embody your message, which means you can find the thoughts, you have the words on the tip of your tongue, and you know what to say, so that people go, you're not just people, your favorite clients, the best clients, the ones that are most aligned with you, that are going to get the best results by working with you, go, wait, what did she say? Who are they? What are they talking? Right? We engage. We have that moment of resonance. Okay. So when you're embodying your message, you've built the muscle of your brain finding the thoughts, your mouth having the words, and your heart knowing that it's okay to share, that it's already good enough. Okay. Now, the art and the craft of messaging is part of what we've been doing this deep dive in the Power of Your Presence group. For those people who've signed up for the training and got for the event and gotten the bonus training, we've been talking about finding the words. Okay. We get stuck in our lingo and our language. We do a deep dive in this at the event as well. So you can go deep on that with you if you want. So when you embody your message, you know what you're here to say, but you've also started to learn how to weave in the words your clients are using. Okay. Now, this doesn't happen alone in your room, and then you go out and it's embodied, it's perfect, it's all done, right? No, we learn through doing. Dancers have dance practice. Sports athletes basketball players do 100 drills to shoot their free throws, right? Your body gets trained to it, and because molecules behave differently under observation, then you need to put yourself with supports, with clarity, with tools, with a framework. And I think most of us in the transformation space need also a community where we have a safe place to land. All right, we're going to jump, but we also need a safe place to land, a container. And I have seen hundreds, maybe thousands of people at this point make that transition, that transformation, when they are in a safe, supported crucible with other people doing the same brave stuff. Okay. So the first way to have confident visibility in messaging is to know, to value, to understand the power of embodying your message. So the first step to embodying your message is you have to embrace marketing. Marketing is sharing your message. Your marketing is the way you can help everybody who comes to across your path. More people will hear and see your marketing than will ever hire you, or than you'll ever know. So that is one of the first ways you can share your message, get your work out into the world, right? So we have to admit, many transformation business owners would rather not market at all. And I was there too, right? Just don't want to. So we have to embrace that that is part of our journey and that it can be and feel as good as the work we love to do. It's an extension of our work in the world. And the second step is to eliminate self-doubt. Now, that is an ongoing journey for us for quite a while for most of us, right? So how do we do that? We implement, gather enough of a framework for sharing your message, understand some of the basics, begin to talk to your potential clients and most aligned clients and ask them for their language. And then as you implement, especially if you implement with feedback, mirroring, support, that is championing your efforts rather than criticizing and picking apart and saying, oh, well, you should say it this way or that way or this way, right? The coaching, the mentoring, the community that gives you that aha feeling, not that, oh God, I still can't get it right feeling, right? So the elimination of self-doubt happens through the implementation. As you start to put your message out there, no one died in the making of this Facebook Live, right? But it does sometimes feel like it. So if you need that extra level of support, it's so worth it. It's so worth having. It will transform everything about your life and your business and the way you can serve your clients. So the first way that I wanted to talk about, introduce to you or share with you about unlocking confident visibility in messaging is to embody the whole concept of embodying your message. It's a journey. It's something you do in real time. You find the words, you find the thoughts, you go live, you do the posts. You have to be implementing in order to get the transformation. And what so many of us do, because it feels so vulnerable and we want to get it right, we just hold it in here and we don't put it out there so we get that real market feedback. All right. And so what do you need? You need support. You need a little bit of clarity on what should I say and how should I say it? And then trust yourself and put it out there. Let yourself begin. Let yourself be new at it. Put it out there. See what happens. And most of us, again, in the transformation space, we thrive in a community of support and encouragement. A lot of people want to give you strategy, tactics, tools, right? Those are great. But without the support and encouragement to implement, you're just going to have a bunch more things on your list that you know you should do, but you're not doing them. All right. Number 2, how do we engage our audience? Well, I've already started to tap into that. The way you engage your audience is to focus on them, focus on meeting them where they are. And we've just, for the folks who signed up for the Jumpstart right away, have already entered this phase of how we capture the client attracting language and the language of our clients. But in short, the way we create engagement is we focus on them, meet them where they are, ask the top of mind question. This is going to be one of our implementation exercises in the upcoming, in next week's bonus implementation call, to ask a top of mind question to that your potential clients and ideal clients are thinking about and using words that they think in. So maybe instead of I was talking to an awesome lady who's doing some really profound work with people yesterday. And one of her, I help people, one of her introductions to me was that I help people, women have self-care. And I was like, that is so good. We don't take good care of ourselves sometimes. And that's kind of ingrained in womanhood in many, many ways, right? But most women aren't going, I just wish I could do better self-care. I just wish I had more self-care, right? They're thinking, I wish I had more time. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling distracted. I have to get all these things done. Most people who will benefit from self-care may not understand that that's what they need. So it's a great example of you, the healer, the coach, the transformation bringer, knowing what they need. We need self-care. Self-care will help you make more money. It'll change your health. It'll change your sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. It's incredibly powerful. But if you're someone who doesn't know that yet, who needs to who wants to, is looking for solutions, you're probably not looking for the self-care. You're looking for the results that self-care will help you to have. So this is a journey. I've been working on this stuff for a long time at a very high level with a lot of high level. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in learning this stuff. And it is elusive for most transformation business owners, because once we have the transformation, we forget where we were, right? And the same happens for our clients. So how do we engage our audience? We speak to them where they are, and we don't use our jargon and our lingo or our process or our method. We can weave that in the cracks, but we speak to them about what are they going to get and what's going to be valuable. How are they going to get some transformation? What they are looking for. The third step in the what to say system is, what do they seek, right? Not just what do they need, but what are they looking for? What do they wish? What do they want? What are they trying to solve? Problem. All right. Problem are they trying to solve? Backwards words. All right. So how do you do that? You use their language. All right. So if you are willing to embrace marketing and you are willing to put it out there in order to have the embodiment process begin, and you are willing to use the language of your client, even if you're like, wait, is that it? I don't know. Have a little bit of mentoring and some support around that. Then it's going to be much easier to be consistently visible, right? And in a way that engages your audience, okay? But the last thing we want to talk about today is to enroll more clients, all right? I promised 3 ways to unlock confident visibility and messaging to enroll more clients. So we've talked about confidence happening in the doing. We've talked about when you embody your message, you don't have to figure it out. You know it, right? And in order to do that, you implement. And we've talked about eliminating self-doubt as you go through the process and you start to hone your words, learn the choreography of your message, find the thought, have the words in your mouth, share them in a post or an email or a blog or a video, yeah? And we've talked about using your client's language, your audience's language, in order to have them, wait, what? She's singing my song. If we can speak their pain, their desire, even better than they can, then the way the human brain works makes us endow that person who says our problem better than we can with the answer. If they understand it that deeply, then they have the answer. It's just a little brain thing that happens, okay? So the third thing is all about that enroll more clients, all right? In order to do that, this actually, I should edit this one, but I have empower your sales. So speaking of lingo and language, I could edit that right now. Watch this, to say, make offers, right? Invitations regularly. All right. Show that one. See, my message is evolving before your eyes. These are some banners that I've used for other trainings long ago, and I pulled them out. Make invitations regularly, consistently, because if you don't make invitations, people won't sign up. Right? We think, I'm going to go be visible. And then if people want to work with me, they'll see my live and they'll reach out. But a lot of people, especially people seeking transformation, I think everybody in the world right now is distracted and busy and has a lot going on. And it's a mistake that's easy to make because we don't really want to be pushy or salesy. We don't want to have to make offers. We think I'll be visible and provide lots of value. So then people will want to work with me and they'll ask me about it. But that's the thing that rarely happens. All right. We have to consistently make invitations. So good news, when you are, all right, I'm going to embrace marketing and start to put my messaging out there. I'm going to get the support I need to understand how to find the language of my clients so that I'm starting to get more engagement. I'm going to be consistent. All right. Most of us need support with consistency because honestly, it's way more comfortable and comfy to be working on our website or, working behind the scenes or getting things set up and ready or building another course than it is to be visible. All right. So being visible consistently is very, very powerful. And when you're doing that, you're going to learn the choreography of your message. You're going to start to eliminate the self-doubt because you're going to build your self-trust. Because first of all, no one will die if you flubber. See, I flubbered, flub the words, forget the words, ramble too much. You can pour your heart out and learn a little bit of languaging about your clients. And as you implement, your confidence is going to shift. We don't get confident and then implement. We implement and then we get confidence. We aren't perfectly clear about everything we ever wanted to say in just the right way so that 25 people are going to call us to hire us right then in one thing. We don't do that over here. We put the message out there, all right? We embody the message through implementation. We engage our audience through their words. And then we need to make invitations regularly. This starts with all of your posting and all of your visibility having some kind of call to action. Comment below. I asked you guys, if you were here, if you found value, hashtag takeaway, let me know you're here, all right? That lets more people know that you're here, all right? So that's a call to action. I'm inviting you to take an action, to let me know you're here. I'm inviting you to PM me if you have any questions, right? Or post them below and I'll give you a response, right? I'm offering to do that. So I'm making you an offer. If you have a question and you post it, I will respond, okay? And if you don't hear from me, tag me, reach out, because I totally mean it. I totally mean it, okay? So then we also need, when we're consistently visible and we're putting our messaging out there, there's a way to create a very natural flow so that so that it's just a next natural step in the conversation. Your offer, your invitation becomes almost uncomfortable not to offer, because then you're leaving them hanging, right? Then you're leaving people who are picking up what you're putting down. They're interested in what your content is. They're looking for that solution because you're using those words that they're using to look for the solution, right? And they're like, I don't want this. This person's really singing my song. I relate. And then that person says, that's why I've created an amazing, super fun, highly implementation focused event coming up in 2 weeks from today. And I would love for you to come. It's all about what to say to 100K and beyond. We talk about messaging, owning and embodying your message, deep dive on the first day. The second day, we talk about the business building realities of the 100K business. What do you do in order to get to 100K? And then the third day, we give you all kinds of strategies, tactics, and tools to accelerate your visibility, some real concrete implementation stuff there too. So I just made you an offer because it would be weird if I didn't say, okay, here's what you have to do. Good luck. Right? If I said that, if I said, okay, you need to embody, and you're like, wait, embody my message. How do I do that? And I need to engage. Yeah, I'm trying, but I don't know how. And then I need to make invitations regularly, but I don't know what to say. I don't know how to go from like, here's some cool quotes and comments, value, to, do you want to hire me? Right? What do I say? So I shared those things as the things that are going to help you. And then I gave you a way to have my help owning them, figuring them out, doing them, implementing. All right. So when we're not making invitations, we're leaving our audience, the people who are looking for what we bring, hanging. We're leaving them hanging. They're without the solution, and they're not going to make that leap necessarily that they could hire you and have your help. You got to tell them. Okay. And this is something that we avoid, especially in the transformation business. It feels really vulnerable to actually make that offer an invitation. And so it is completely woven in to our what to say system, to our what to say event, and to our accelerator and all the courses that we have. That making offers consistently is the thing that slips through the cracks, and people get so busy that 3 months, 6 months go by and they haven't actually sat down and looked at the people in their sphere and said, I could help this person, this person, and this person, and then figured out what to say in order to reach out to them and say, hey, I've been helping people get this result, and I thought of you, or I saw your post, and I wanted to see if you'd be interested in hearing about what I've got going on, right? Hearing how I can help. And that feels so vulnerable. So a loose framework for you to keep in mind: always implement, ideally implement, and then have a community, a mentor, a support where you can say, like, I did this post and nothing really happened. What could I do next time? How could I make better? Yeah. How could I improve? So that, and in a community, a safe place to land that gives you that, oh yeah, I'm going to try that. Oh yeah, that's great. I'm going to try that. Instead of like, oh, I still didn't do it, but I still don't know what to do. Vagueness, right? So be supported, put your offer out, put your message out there consistently. at the event, we're going to go through how I recommend, how many platforms I recommend you use, how do you decide which ones, my whole 7-step Visibility Success Academy strategy, the 7 steps toward creating your unique custom aligned system, because my blueprints, templates, and formulas work for me, work for my clients, but any guru templates, blueprints, and formulas work for some, but not everyone. So this is where that embodiment and you owning your own voice and you finding your own rhythm is crucial for the consistency piece, because it gets really frustrating when you're like, well, I did that, what they told me to, and it didn't work. Right. So we're gonna do deep dives on that during the event. But the first step, the one way to be consistent is when it becomes natural. You embody it, right? Then it's not as hard to show up consistently. How do you do that? We're gonna share our whole system for that over the next 3 days. I've done a lot of those trainings here too, and we can talk about that more in another live for sure. What is the messaging? How is that messaging confident messaging? Well, your messaging starts to feel better when you do it more. And when people start to say, hey, I loved that live, or I saw this thing, or I did that. And when they start to resonate, and you do that by using their words, right? And then the last thing is that we want to make invitations regularly. Here's my formula for how often. So there's a couple ways to make invitations, and one of them gets overlooked because it feels scary. All right. The most powerful way to add clients to your business is to develop direct conversations. All right. To be willing and know how to reach out to people and who to reach out to and what to say in order to say, are you interested in hearing more about how I help people do that? Right. So making invitations regularly. So that's often overlooked because we want our funnel to do it, our landing page to do it. Well, I'm going to put all this time into a landing page so people can click a button and sign up, when really we need to talk to people and say, hey, this is what's going on and this is how I can help. So how to do that. And then I suggest that you ask yourself, in terms of your marketing and your visibility, for those of you that are consistently posting on Facebook, building a business page, using Instagram, using LinkedIn, whatever you're doing, and you're being consistent, you're putting the value out there, then to make sure that every 30 to 45 days, you're actually doing what I'm doing here in this video and saying, here's how we can work together on this, and giving and telling people what you're offering. All right. Right now, I'm inviting you to come to a really crazy good 3-day virtual live event, message immersion, right? To go even deeper and get into the nitty gritty of what I'm talking about for you in this overview training today. All right. So every 30 to 45 days, have you said, I have some spots open in my calendar? Have you said, I'm filling a new pilot program? Have you said, enrollment is open for my 6-month group coaching program, right? Like, are you making offers? And that's where most people get stuck. So, I'm going to check in. I've got some comments. I want to check in and say, hi, Ida. Hi, it's so good to see you. Embodiment, right? And I've been talking about embodiment in marketing for 7-8 years, and people are really starting to feel the power of it now, because all the busy virtual distractions, there's so much free stuff and there's so many things we could be doing. And it feels like I should be doing everything. And then we can start doing everything and get so busy. I call it being boxed in with busyness, right? We can get so busy that we're not actually doing the things that move our calling, our message, and our business forward. Yeah. So when we embody it, it's so much easier to do. And hey, Dave, nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi in StreamYard. So I'm going to share Ida's comment. Understanding the need for how powerful. So there's only one way to get to embodiment. There's only one way, and that is to do it, and not just do it alone in your room. All right? Do it out in the world. Someone's riding a motorcycle by. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it was super loud here. And so our takeaways from today are, let me go back to our banners. We've talked about embodying your message a lot today, and that can be kind of an ethereal, how do I do it? So I'm just going to recap one more time. You do it in real time out in the world. You get real market feedback. You see what people react and engage with and what they don't. And you find the mentoring and the training that's going to help you keep implementing it this way, implementing it this way, implementing it that way. And then you get a feel for it. And then it gets easier. All right. It gets easier as you go. And then engaging your audience. We're going to use their words. And this is where so many transformation business owners get, it's elusive for us. It slips through because we're so in the transformation language. Yeah. And then we make offers and invitations regularly, both through direct outreach and through our marketing flow. So we're not going, hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy my stuff. I kind of am right now because we have a lot of posts saying there's some time left to join us, and we're providing value in all of those posts, but it's in part of my campaign. It's in part of my marketing flow, and we're doing it in a way that feels aligned. And we really are committed to letting as many people as possible know that they can join us for some massive implementation, some days to work on your business instead of in your business, and to accelerate the results you're getting and help you focus on what's going to actually move the needle, which boils down to client signing up. That's why this workshop was started out as what to say, right? Because everybody tells me I don't know what to say. And then I was like, wait a minute, what to say for what? To who, right? To 100K and beyond. So many of us initially are in this, like, if only I had a 6-figure coaching business, that would be plenty. And so we break down the reality of that too. And that means that it comes down to being visible consistently. That's how people start to see you. The algorithm favors it when you show up, and making offers regularly is the only way you're going to make revenue. So what has been most valuable for you today in this training? When you come back and watch the replay, #replay, share your takeaways. This will allow more people to benefit. And it also helps me know how I'm serving and what your questions are and what our next steps could be. So if you are already in the Power Up Your Presence group on Facebook, you know there's a treasure trove of live trainings like this that we've been doing in there every week for a long time. That is going to evolve this year and in the coming months. And you've been seeing the what to say to Jumpstart. We've been doing a 21-day inbox training where you get a little activity, a little lesson in your inbox. And we have the implementation calls are streaming live into the Power Up Your Presence group, so people can benefit from the replay. But if you're not signed up for the event, you're not going to be able to access the training. So when you do get signed up for the event, let me find that and I'll put it up here and I'll come back and post it. If you're in Power Up Your Presence, it's posted throughout the group. If you're on the Facebook business page, it's posted at the top of the page. We have extended special pricing, so you can still save, it's less than half price if you want to get signed up. So I think it's $297. So you're going to get tons of value. And don't worry if you've missed a couple of the implementation calls, because we still have another one coming next week. We have a questions thread in there, and we're answering and making sure any of your questions or anything that's not clear, or any ideas or any blocks that come up, we can get them handled. That's going on in the Power Up Your Presence group. The replays are available. Lots of great conversations about messaging and offers and moving forward, and some of the stuff that comes up and building a business are live in there. Those trainings will be up until after the event. We'll have some contests and some fun interaction implementation exercises that happen throughout the event. And those will be happening inside the Power Up Your Presence group. It's free. It's a great community. I do these live trainings in there every week, but you also get early access and special access to other stuff that I have going on in there. And it is my pleasure to see uplifters, transformation bringers, those of us who have been through an evolution and who are called to lead others through their own transformation for the greatest good of all, including ourselves. That's what I'm standing in with you and for you. That's what the group and community is about. And I am excited for those of you who have already gotten signed up for our event, because being together in this way is so incredibly powerful. All right. So we have talked about 3 ways to unlock confident visibility and messaging. That enrolls more clients. Remember how to do that? You got to make offers. And knowing what to say and having that be the next natural step in a conversation is like, liquid gold is the word that's coming to my mind, for your business. All right. And you deserve the support that you need in order to get this messaging and visibility thing down. It's not rocket science. And I'm going to say a lot of it is what's going on in here, but we use the strategy, tactics, and tools to begin to implement. And then if you have the right kind of support, and you can, the stuff in here starts to shift. All right. Some of you here, I know Ida has done some of that work with us and seen the shift. I'm so happy that you're here with us again now. All right. Let me know your questions, share your takeaways, hashtag replay. Let me know you're here. You can always message me on Facebook. I am engaged and active there. And the team is also super engaged to make sure you get your questions answered. And I would love for you to come join us at the event if you haven't already signed up. And then I'll see you next week on Give Voice to Your Vision. See you then.